Beer reviews, everyone, and I have a beer, which I haven't done a beer review in a little while. I'm kind of trying to figure out um, what this channel is going to be and how I want to proceed. So that's kind of doing that. So I apologize for my lack of presence. However, Dogfish Head will be in this area very soon, if it isn't already. So when that comes, I'll have some more reviews, at least. I'm gonna do a live stream after this and rant about some shit. So either way, this is a limited release double IPA from Stone. This is their Inevitable Adventure double IPA using Loral and Dr. Rudi hops. Two kinds of hops that I'm not really familiar with. So um, it gets a 3.96 out of 5 on Beer Advocate, and it is 8.9% alcohol by volume. It says Laurel hops were released in 2016 and quickly became one of our favorite new varieties. It was highlighted in our Stone Hop Revolver's single hop IPA series and was featured in. It was the featured hop in our hugely popular 2017 summer seasonal beer Stone Ghost Hammer IPA. Then there's Dr. Rudi, which has been around since 1976. Originally known as Super Alpha, this hop brings classic resin and piney notes, which pair perfectly with the floral, citrusy aroma of Loral. Traditionalist Gen X meets adventurous millennial. So we have a really old, kind of an old sort of hop going on here, and then we have a newer one. So we're gonna have like a citrusy, but also like a resiny, piney thing happening. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this in my tulip glass and see what this is like. Bought this for $7.99. It's kind of the usual for these bombers by Stone. And I could tell, looking through the bottle, that this is a clear beer. It's filtered, which was interesting to me, but not not rare, because with Stone beers you kind of have that happen. So with that pour, we have about a finger of light cream colored head. We have a very, very clear, dark golden body. And the body is of course, like I said, very, very clear, with some bubbles going outward. Very, very pretty color. Nice looking presentation and some nice head retention as well. There you go. Clown Shoes in Tennessee. Space Cake. Space Cake was very good. I don't think I did a review of that though. Um, they have a beer, and I can't remember all their names, but they have a beer which is a cross between a stout and an IPA, which was great. But all of their bombers are great, and they have something. They have a beer called the Chocolate Sombrero, which is fantastic. I love that beer. But like any of their bombers, like I've had most of what I've had from them have been their bombers, and those are all like top notch. And they have a dry hopped IPA um, porter, which is called the Exorcist. Another very, very good one. Love Clown Shoes. So the smell on this beer is very interesting, to say the least. So we're getting kind of that citrusy, bright thing happening for sure. Like citrus and maybe a little bit of mango type of thing happening. Like a bright, tropical, citrusy thing happening. And I'm guessing that'd be the Laurel. And I also do pick up a pininess to it, and a bit of like a floral or herbal thing happening too. So, and a bit of like the malts too. So let's go ahead and take a sip here. Whew. It's not quite the bomb. I mean, where's the IBUs? What do I know? I mean, wow. I mean, the flavors are great, but won't tell me the IBUs. So I do love the label. I do love that. It's very nice. Okay, so again, very, very pretty. Nice looking. Okay, so this, for being 8.9%, is not what I was expecting, because usually when you have Imperial double IPAs like this, they're more thick, they're more dense, which isn't a bad thing. It's very actually light, it's very drinkable. You're getting an immediate hop resin, straightforward bitterness on the front, and then it kind of expands out, and you get some more of those Loral and Rudi things happening there. So, like I said, you get that slap at first, and then it kind of expands, and you get the citrus, you get the brighter things of the Loral. You do get some of the pininess. The resin kind of happens first off. And then you kind of get into most of the more things happening. It's a bit of a floral or herbal thing happening there too, which is minor. The pininess, the citrus. Very, very nice hop profile. Like, if I could say one thing about this beer, it was that it has a hop profile which is very, 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 very nice and very, very interesting and very, very tasty. So that's one great thing about this beer. Wow, I mean, just the hoppiness to it and how tasty it is. There's a lot of great things about this beer. The feel is, like I said, it's very, for being 8.9% and being a double IPA, an Imperial IPA, you have a drinkability and you get a crushability that you don't normally have with this style, or with this sub-style of double IPA. Typically you have a thick, dense, sipper sort of thing happening. I mean, it isn't always the case, but it depends on, the product and stuff, and the sub styles and stuff, kind of different things like that. But this is fantastic to have a double IPA, which has a lot of stuff going on, but it's also very drinkable. It's very smooth. I would say it's still around medium as in feel, but honestly, I could probably drink this pretty quickly, just because of how drinkable it is and how smooth it is. It has a nice crispness at the end. Not Christmas, but crispness at the end. And and that's just really, 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 really nice. Honestly, I mean, I would probably buy this again. I mean, I'm sure it's limited. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get it again, but this is a very, very solid beer. I think it's a solid A. There is something something subtle, something minor of a malts in the back, but mostly you're getting a good amount of hoppiness that is really almost greeting you there. So I think this is a solid A. I would highly, highly recommend the Loral and Rudi Inevitable Adventure by Stone. Love Stone. So let me know if you've had this. Let me know your thoughts. I highly, highly recommend it, and thank you very much for watching.